guys! Today I'm back with another book haul. So I think the last one I did was August and September combined, but this one is October on its own because I've bought a fair few. So I'm excited to share this one with you. I kind of branched a bit out of my comfort zone and I don't really know too much about any of the books. Right, so first is What Was Lost by Catherine O'Flynn, and the blurb says, a lost little girl with her notebook and toy monkey appears on the CCTV screens of the Green Oaks shopping centre, evoking memories of junior detective Kate Meany, missing for 20 years. Kurt, a security guard with a sleep disorder, and Lisa, a disenchanted deputy manager at Your Music, follow her through the centre's endless corridors, welcome relief from the behaviour of customers, colleagues, and the Green Oaks mystery shopper. But as this after-hours friendship grows in intensity, it brings new loss and new longing to light. It doesn't really say much about that, but it was the winner of the Costa First Novel Award 2017. It's a brand new book and I picked it up in the charity shop, so I was very pleased with this. I think this book is what I'm most excited for out of all the books in the list. So it's by A.A. Milne, who wrote Winnie the Pooh, and I had no idea he wrote a mystery novel, which is called The Red House Mystery. I really love this classic, this cover as well, and it says, far from the gentle slopes of the 100-acre wood lies the Red House, the setting for A.A. Milne's only detective story, where secret passages, uninvited guests, a sinister valet, and a puzzling murder lay the foundations for a classic crime caper. When the local police prove baffled, it is up to a guest at a local inn to appoint himself Sherlock Holmes, and together with his friend and loyal Watson, delve deeper into the mysteries of the dead man. The Red House Mystery is a lost gem from a time before Tigger, and a perfectly crafted whodunit with witty dialogue, deft plotting, and a most curious cast of characters. As you can see, it's nice and short, so this should be easy to whip through, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what he wrote that wasn't Winnie the Pooh. This is something that I've wanted to read for a while. I'm really not a Jane Austen fan at all. I find her books painful to read. I've read a few. I think most recently I read Persuasion, and that was the only one where I felt it was okay. But Northanger Abbey is her only kind of gothic novel, and I love gothic novels, as you will see if you've watched my recent video on my top 10 favourite books. Cheeky self promo. But yeah, I want to see how she kind of subverts her own normal style of narrative. So it says, young, impressionable Catherine believes that life should be a wonderful adventure right out of her favourite novels. Lost in her stories, she sees diabolical villains and swooning heroines everywhere she looks. Only her new friends, Henry and Eleanor Tilney, are able to teach her about the realities of life. But when Catherine is invited to be a guest of General Tilney and his family at the mysterious Northanger Abbey, she can't help wondering what horrifying secret her host is hiding in its dark rooms. Will Catherine ever be able to tell the difference between truth and fantasy? And is she too busy looking for heroes and villains to see the chance of genuine romance when it comes her way? The cover isn't the most inspired thing in the world, but it's kind of cute. Okay, so I picked up quite a few books this month that I've wanted to read for ages, and this is one of them. It's Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. The book, even the film, is one of my sister's favourite films, and I've watched it a few times now, and it is pretty fab. So the blurb says, meet Becky Bloomwood, an irresistible heroine with a big heart, big dreams, and a teeny tiny little weakness. Becky Bloomwood has a great flat, a fabulous wardrobe full of this season's must-haves, and a job telling other people how to manage their money. The only problem is, she can't afford to live the high life any longer. The letters from the bank are getting harder to ignore. She tries cutting back, she tries making more money, she tries really hard, but nothing is working. Her only consolation is to treat herself to something. Just a little something. Yeah, I just thought it'd be a fun kind of chick flick to read, and Sophie Kinsella has a load of books out, so I wanted to try this first, see if it lives up to the hype, and if it does, read more. by her and in general. This is Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. Again, I've heard a lot about this and I've really wanted to read it for a while, but I just have never picked it up. I thought the cover is quite nice as well. It's very striking. And it doesn't have a blurb. Ah, it's got one in the front. That's actually really nice. This story is a rare and utterly engaging experience. It tells the extraordinary tale of a geisha, summoning up a quarter century from 1929 to the post-war years of Japan's dramatic history, and opening a window onto a half-hidden world of eroticism and enchantment, exploitation and degradation. And it's got some pictures in it as well, which is nice. It's quite long, but as I said, I've heard a lot about it, so I'm excited to kind of, yeah, get stuck in. Right. This is completely different. It's my first and possibly only thriller that I've picked up this month. It's The Teacher by Katarina Diamond. So a few months ago I picked up The Secret by the same author, and I finished that a few weeks ago, and it was really, really dark and powerful and terrifying. It was very, very good. I felt quite disturbed reading it. The kind of crimes that went on were very creepy. Creepy is a good word, and also violent and gory and over the top, and yeah, it was very good. So the blurb says, "You think you know who to trust? You think you know the difference between good and evil? You're wrong. In the assembly hall of an exclusive Devon school, the body of the head teacher is found hanging from the rafters. Hours earlier he'd received a package, and only he could understand the silent message it conveyed. It meant the end. As Exeter suffers a rising count of gruesome deaths, troubled DS Imogen Gray and DS Adrian Miles must solve the case and make their city safe again. But as they're drawn into a network of corruption, lies and exploitation, every step brings them closer to grim secrets hidden at the heart of their community. And once they learn what's motivating the killer, will they truly want to stop him?" Yeah, the last one has the same kind of main characters in as well, the same detectives. This is obviously set before the last one, and I really hope she brings out more. That would be cool. Right, honestly, there are some absolute beauties in this haul. I've picked up so many things that I've just, yeah, like I said about 7,000 times already, I've had so many people talk about them. I've heard so much about the books. So this is The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I think this cover is absolutely beautiful. The only thing that makes me a little bit sad is it's quite well worn, so I don't know how well you can see that it kind of juts out at one side, but we'll overlook that because, yeah, it is stunning. London 1893. When Cora Seaborn's husband dies, she steps into her new life as a widow with as much relief as sadness. Retreating to the countryside with her son, she encounters rumours of the Essex Serpent, a creature of folklore said to have returned to roam the marshes. Cora is enthralled, believing it may be an undiscovered species. Setting out on its trail, she collides with local minister William Ransom, who thinks the cure for hysteria lies in faith, while Cora is convinced that science offers the answers. Despite disagreeing on everything, he and Cora find themselves drawn together, changing each other's lives in unexpected ways. Also, the cover's shiny, so that's a win. And again, on the same kind of level, heard a lot about it, but for years. So this is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini, or Hosseini. He's the same person that wrote The Kite Runner, which I put in a haul a few months ago. I haven't read that yet, but I'm really, really excited to. And yeah, this is a Richard and Judy #1 bestseller. Mariam is only 15 when she is sent to Kabul to marry Rashid. Nearly 2 decades later, a friendship grows between Mariam and a local teenager, Layla, as strong as the ties between mother and daughter. When the Taliban take over, life becomes a desperate struggle against starvation, brutality and fear. Yet love can move people to act in unexpected ways and lead them to overcome the most daunting obstacles with startling heroism. This is something that I think is probably going to be a very important read. As I said before, I'm trying to move away from only reading English books and only reading things by white authors. So I've picked up a few this month that kind of do move away from that, because I think it's important to make sure that your reading is diverse. And here's another one that kind of does move away. So it's Never Let Me Go by, and I'm probably going to massacre this name, but it's Kazuo Ishiguro. I've actually bought The Buried Giant by him at the moment as well. He's a Japanese author that is living in Britain and has done since he was fairly young, as far as I can remember. And in this book, he imagines the lives of a group of students growing up in a darkly skewed version of contemporary England. Narrated by Kathy, now 31, Never Let Me Go dramatises her attempts to come to terms with her childhood at the seemingly idyllic Hailsham School and with the fate that has always awaited her and her closest friends in the wider world. A story of love, friendship and memory. Never Let Me Go is charged throughout with a sense of the fragility of life. And yeah, the rest of his books look quite pretty as well. I don't know, that's really tiny on the back, so you probably can't see it. But if I like it, I will definitely buy more by him. Finally, we're at the end. If you're still here, then kudos to you, because actually it's been a fairly short book haul in comparison to normal. This is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. It was dramatised on, I think, Channel 4 recently, and I missed out on watching it, but I partly did it on purpose. But I wanted to read it first and see if, and then watch it if I do like it, and see if the TV show lives up to kind of my expectations. The Republic of Gilead, I assume that's how you pronounce it, offers Offred only one option: to breed. If she deviates, she will, like all dissenters, be hanged at the wall or sent out to slowly die of radiation sickness. But even a repressive state cannot obliterate desire, neither Offred's nor that of the two men on which her future hangs. Brilliantly conceived and executed, this powerful evocation of 21st century America gives full rein to Margaret Atwood's devastating irony, wit and astute perception. I haven't read a dystopian novel in a few months now, and I absolutely love them, even though they terrify me. So I think this is another kind of good one to get back into that genre with. And that's it for my book haul this month. I don't know if I'm going to do one in November. I might do November and December combined and put all my books I get for Christmas in there. That'd be cool. So please give this a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you again next week. Bye!